Short I. The letter I can stand for different sounds. Today, we're going to study the short I vowel sound I and read some words that have this sound. Repeat after me as I say the letter, keyword, and sound for short I. I, inch, I. I, inch, I. Listen for the sound I in the word it. Let's repeat the word, this time segmenting it sound by sound. It, it. Notice that the I sound can come at the beginning of a word, such as in the words inch and it. Now, listen for the sound I in the word sit. Let's repeat the word, this time segmenting it sound by sound. S, it, sit. Notice that the I sound can come in the middle of a word, such as in the words sit and mit. The word below is fit. The letters in fit have a consonant-vowel-consonant CVC pattern. In a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, the vowel usually makes the short vowel sound. You may now go to the Try It section and then the Show What You Know section of the lesson. Endings, suffixes. Today, we will learn how adding endings, also known as suffixes, to base words can change the word's meaning. In some cases, it can also add another syllable to the word. The endings or suffixes we will be exploring today are the suffixes es, s, and ed. Learning important suffixes that you see frequently in text will help you recognize words and understand what you read. A root or base word is the part of the word that cannot be broken down. This part of the word gives the word its basic meaning. So if you look at the example above, the word is reaction, and the root or base word would be act. A suffix is a word part at the end of the word that changes its meaning. So if you look at the example word, the suffix would be the added ion after the base word act. Today, we are going to learn about some common suffixes that you'll see as you're reading and use as you're writing. The first ones we will be exploring are the suffixes s and es. The suffixes s and es can be added to a word to change its meaning to be plural. Plural means more than one. Look at the example below. We have the word dog, meaning one dog, and then we have dogs with that suffix s added to the end, meaning more than one dog. So dog plus the suffix s means more than one dog. Adding the suffixes s and es can also mean that the word is an action verb. So let's take a look at an example to compare the difference. In the word ants, the base word is ant, which is an insect, which would be considered a noun. So when we add the suffix s to the word ant, it makes it a plural word and means more than one ant, more than one of that thing, that base word, that would be a noun. But if we look at the word spends, we have the base word spend, which is actually a verb. It's something that you do. And so when we add that suffix s, it turns it into an action verb and means the action of spending. Something you'll notice is when adding the suffix s to a word, it can make the sound s or z. So let's look at a few examples. Look at the examples below. In the word shops, that suffix s makes the s sound. The base word in shops is a verb. It's something that you do. And so shop plus the suffix s means the action of buying things. Now let's look at the word bugs. You should notice when I pronounce the word bugs is that the suffix s makes the z sound. And so when we look at this word, the base word is bug, which is a noun. And so when we add the suffix s to that noun, bug, it means more than one. So bugs would mean more than one bug. How do you know which way it will sound when reading a word? Well, the suffix s will make the s sound if the last letter in the base word is an unvoiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords do not vibrate to make that sound. For example, notice that you hear the s sound for the suffix s in the words walks and puffs. In the word walk, the last sound is the k sound. When you produce that sound, your vocal cords do not vibrate, so the suffix s also makes a unvoiced sound, which is the s sound. This is true for puffs as well, because the last sound in puff is f, which is an unvoiced sound. Your vocal cords do not vibrate, and so we have that unvoiced suffix s. S, puffs. The suffix s will make the z sound if the last letter in the base word is a voiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords vibrate to make the sound. For example, notice you hear the z sound for the suffix s in the words grabs and spins. The last sound that you hear in the word grab is the b sound, which is voiced, and your vocal cords vibrate. So the suffix s makes the voice sound, which is z. This is true for the word spins as well. The last sound that you hear in the word spin is the n sound, which is voiced, and so we use the voiced suffix s, which is the z sound. Let's read the following words. If the suffix s makes the s sound, give a thumbs up. If the suffix s makes the z sound, give a thumbs down. The first word is chips. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct, because the suffix s makes the s sound in the word chips. The next word is mugs. If you gave a thumbs down, you are correct, because the suffix s makes the z sound in mugs. Our last word is blocks. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct, because the suffix s in the word blocks makes the s sound. When adding the suffix es to a word, it often makes the sound is. Look at the examples below. Boxes. When we add the suffix es to the base word box, it makes the suffix sound is. Box plus is means more than one box, because the base word is a noun. Our next word is benches. Once again, that suffix es makes the is sound. So bench plus is means more than one bench, because the base word bench is a noun. Let's read the following words. Repeat after me. Bashes. Bash plus the suffix es means the action of destroying something, because the base word bash is a verb. It's something you do. Our next word is dresses. Dress plus the suffix es means more than one dress, because the base word dress is a noun, something you wear. And our last word is classes. Class plus the suffix es means more than one class, because the base word class is a noun. Remember, when the suffix es is added to a base word, it sounds like is. How do you know when the suffix es should be used? The suffix es should be used when the last letter in the base word is a s, x, or z, or if the base word ends in the digraphs ch, ch, or sh, sh. For example, notice how the suffix es makes the sound is in the words buzzes and fishes. You will notice that the base word buzz ends in the consonant z, and so therefore we use the suffix es ending. And the base word fish ends in the digraph sound sh, and so once again we use the suffix es ending. Suffix ed. The suffix ed can be added to a word to change its meaning to show that the action happened in the past. When ed is added to a base word, it can sound like id, d, or t. Think of the difference in the following sentences. Fold the piece of paper in half. He folded the piece of paper in half during class. With the word fold, that is the action of bending something over. And so if you fold something, you are currently doing that action. In the word folded, with the suffix ed added, the fold plus the suffix ed means the action of the fold happened in the past. Remember, when the suffix ed is added to a base word, it can sound like id, d, or t. How do you know which way it will sound when reading a word? The suffix ed will make the id sound if the last letter in the base word is a t or d, like in the words hunted and blended. The suffix ed will make the d sound if the last letter in the base word is a voiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords vibrate to make the sound. For example, notice that you hear the d sound for the suffix ed in the words skilled and smelled. And lastly, the suffix ed will make the t sound if the last letter in the base word is an unvoiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords do not vibrate to make that sound. For example, notice you hear the t sound for the suffix ed in the words walked and crossed. Let's read the following words. Repeat after me. The first word is fibbed. Fib plus the suffix ed means the action of the lie or fib happened in the past. And when you said the word fibbed, you should have noticed that the ed suffix ending made the d sound because it's coming after that voiced consonant b. The next word is shocked. Shock plus the suffix ed means the action of surprise or shock happened in the past. And when you said the word shocked, you should have noticed that the ed suffix made the t sound because the digraph k is an unvoiced sound. And lastly, dusted. Dust plus the suffix ed means the action of cleaning or getting rid of the dust happened in the past. And so you should have also noticed that when you said the word dusted, that the suffix ed made the id sound because the word dust ends in the letter T. And anytime a base word ends in a T or D, you're going to hear the id sound for the suffix ed. Vowel suffixes and consonant suffixes. There are two kinds of suffixes, vowel suffixes and consonant suffixes. Vowel suffixes start with a vowel letter and consonant suffixes start with a consonant letter. The three suffixes we learned about today were s, es, and ed. Which ones are vowel suffixes versus consonant suffixes? Out of the suffixes that we learned today, the two that were vowel suffixes were ES and ED because they started with the vowel letter E, and the consonant suffix that we learned today was the S because S is a consonant and that is the only letter within that suffix. It is important to know the difference between vowel and consonant suffixes because it will help when you begin exploring more complex spelling rules. You may now go to the Try It section and then the Show What You Know section of the lesson. VCE syllables. The long vowel sounds can be spelled in different ways. Remember, a long vowel says the letter's name, A, E, I, O, and U. Today, you will be learning about the vowel consonant E, VCE, spelling for long vowels. In an earlier lesson, you learned about closed syllables. Closed syllables end in a consonant, and the vowel in the closed syllable usually makes the short vowel sound. The following closed syllable words have a CVC or consonant vowel consonant spelling pattern. Not, cub. For today, we will be exploring the vowel consonant E or VCE spelling pattern and syllable type. Notice that I have changed the words not and cub by adding an E to the end of the words. Adding the E at the end created the VCE spelling pattern. When a word or syllable follows the VCE spelling pattern, the first vowel in the word or syllable usually has the long vowel sound, and the second vowel, E, is silent. Remember, the long vowel sounds say the letter's name. So in our first two examples, not would turn into the word note, and cub would turn into the word cube. Notice how that vowel sound changed from the short vowel sound to the long vowel sound, and the E at the end of those words is silent. Here are some additional examples using nonsense words. Nonsense words are not real words, but we can still read them using the rules that we have learned so far. For example, the first word on the left would be pronounced mot. How do I know this? I know this because it is a closed syllable word. It is a one-syllable word. The last letter in that syllable is a consonant, closing in that vowel and making the vowel sound short. Mot. The word on the right would be pronounced moat. How do I know this? I know this because the E has been added to the end, creating the vowel consonant E spelling pattern. When the vowel consonant E spelling pattern is created, usually the first vowel sound is long and the E is silent. This word would be pronounced moat. The next word on the left-hand side would be pronounced bap. I know this because once again, it is a closed syllable. The final letter in that syllable is a consonant closing in that vowel and making it have the short vowel sound, bap. You will notice that once again, on the right side, I have created the vowel consonant E spelling pattern. When the vowel consonant E spelling pattern is created, the first vowel sound is usually long and the E is silent, making this word bape. Take a look at the following multisyllabic words. If you see the vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the word, give a thumbs up. If you do not see the vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the word, give a thumbs down. The first word is pancake. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct. You will notice the vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the second syllable of this word. The A makes the long vowel sound and the E is silent. The second word is bathtub. If you gave a thumbs down, you are correct. You do not see a vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the word bathtub. Let's do a few more. If you see the vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the word, give a thumbs up. If you do not see the vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the word, give a thumbs down. The next word is dislike. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct. You can find the vowel consonant E spelling pattern in the second syllable of this word. The I makes the long vowel sound and the E is silent. The last word is athlete. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct. The second syllable contains the vowel consonant E spelling pattern. The first E in that syllable makes the long vowel sound, and the last E is silent. You may now go to the Try It section and then the Show What You Know section of the lesson.